Welcome back to another episode here at Crash Out League TV, man. We excited. We got a lot of things coming at you live at 5 people. We are heading into week 12 here in the Crash Out League. Y'all know what that means? If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. We gonna tell you boys what's up. And by we, I mean you got your host A-Dub, and I with my co-host who been holding it down for the past 2 seasons. Manny boy. Matter of fact, Manny, talk to these people real quick. Let them know what's going on.
Man, we are into episode 12, and that means we are into week 12. And before we get into all the fun action, we got to go to the board. A-Dub, pull it up, please. Prodigal Sons right now, man, they were chasing after that record that Team CDL was able to boast for holding on to the bounty for as long as it has ever been recorded in league history. A-Dub, who took the shot this week?
All right, man. Like I know how bounty board goes. Every week, somebody's going to carry it. Somebody's going to try to come take it. And this week, I know we got the Prodigal Sons who's been holding the bounty pretty tightly, like Manny said, for the past 3 weeks and is going for the record where he's trying to catch Coach Barlow and Team CDL, who held it for, I believe, 4 weeks straight. Now, the question is, did he get it done? The person who stepped up to the plate this week was Coach Fabian with Team Jamaica Workers, a.k.a. Team Fabo. Now, the question that we all want to know, when Coach took this shot, did he hit? Or did he shoot himself in the foot? And ladies and gentlemen, he took his shot, hit his target, and was able to collect bounty off of the Prodigal Sons and Coach Dono. So what does that mean? That means Coach Dono no longer holds the bounty here in this league. Now, what does that also mean? That means the bounty has to be transferred. And if the bounty has to be transferred, who go to? Like we said previous before the season even started, it all comes down to who you beat, what trades you made, what waiver wires did you pick up, how did you impact the league, and how significant of what you've been doing that week that caused you to, you deserve this bounty now. Let's put a target on your back. So, Manny, once again, I get to ask you, finally again, after 3 weeks, who do you think deserves to hold the bounty now?
Man, I got to say, in my personal opinion, in my professional opinion, he has got himself right. We had him early, kind of faltered a little bit, but he has been clawing his way back ever since. And we'll look at the playoff picture pretty soon. But I have to go with Mo City Menace and Coach Preach, in my personal opinion, on who should pick up that bounty once again. Who has the commissioner decided to give this bounty straight to?
All right, so the commissioner has decided the person who will be holding on to this bounty for as long as they can for the time period will be Smooth Criminal with Coach A-Dub. Now,
okay.
I heard that this came about. Smooth Criminal last week took down a top 3 team in the league last week. He's been slowly creeping, getting little wins by putting up barely over 100 points and the other team not putting up enough points. But last week, he was able to showcase that he can compete on a high velocity. He put up major points while leaving major points on the bench, and we'll get to that soon. But that just shows that this coach can be some sneaky coming up in this league, and the commission want to put a spotlight on him before the playoffs come, and it catches other coaches off guard.
Yeah, I think I think we might have to go to the review committee on this one. Mo City Menace is on a 6-game win streak. He's claimed himself for the playoffs. But hey, if Smooth Criminal, who is in the playoffs currently, has not clinched yet, but is in the playoff picture, if that's who the commission sides, man, then he's got a big target on his back, and we will see exactly who is coming for that target, but not before we check out our game of the week recap and our upset of the week recap. So we had the Prodigal Sons taking on the Jamaica Workers for the top game of the week, and that one was a stinker, folks. Unfortunately, that one was not the fireworks show we thought it was going to be. The Prodigal Sons taking an L against the Jamaica Workers, and in the result, they now find themselves right on that line at the 7th place spot, the last place for the chance to get into the playoffs. And although there is some separation between 7th and 8th, again, you don't want to get into a losing streak at this point before we get into the playoffs. So, Jamaica Workers continue their winning ways. They are now on a 2-game win streak and sit solely in second place. And a dub, the most important part, that win now guarantees him a spot in the playoffs. So congratulations to the Jamaica Workers and Coach Fabian. He also picks up, or was able to pick up, that bounty and put it down. And then the upset of the week was Mo City Menace versus Team CDL. And we got it right. We got it right. Mo City Menace
Yep.
knocking off the number 1 team in the league. And this one was not close, 135 to 103. It was a major win for this organization and their ability to say, hey, I'm with the big dogs and continuing I will continue to pick up and win these games. And I mean, really, you see Henderson, 32 points. I mean, that is huge. Brown has 18 points. And it didn't matter that the Chargers left 2 points on the table. They were -2 on defense. And I gotta say this, Adub, he left McMillan on the bench with 33 points. This wasn't even his maximum potential. He had a potential to go all the way into the 160s. So, again, this is going to be a very dangerous team going forward, but Team CDL cannot pick up the win. Plenty of players getting hurt. He'll have to look at that going forward. But upset of the week was correct. And now, we look at our favorite segment as we do our fantasy recap, and that is our crash outs of the week. Now, I did say crash outs. Yes, folks, we have 2 crash outs this week, and it is Team Luck with 64 points, GBK with 84 points, and then the Prodigal Sons rounding us off with 88 points. 3 crash outs of the week in Team Luck, GBK, and the Prodigal Sons. And as we get closer and closer to playoffs, A-Dub, this is not the kind of performances you want to be shelling out as we get closer and closer to the big dance.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be finding your rhythm right now. You don't want to try to find it once you get into the playoffs and try to get hot in the playoffs. You want to try to get hot right now at this time period so you can carry it into the playoffs so you have a better chance of having that type of decor between your players to where they feel like that they're unstoppable. But when you got your players putting up not even enough to put up 100 points all together, it's not looking like the locker room is looking good right now. I mean, all 3 of these teams are competing for the last spot for the playoffs push right now for what it seems like, but they're not showing that they're actually trying to compete for that. So coach need to go ahead, make some
Right.
changes. I don't know what's something going on, but they definitely need something to change in a system if they want to see something different.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now we take a look at the power rankings for the Crash Out League. Of course, still standing in first place, but now with 2 losses on a 1-game losing streak, it is Team CDL at 9-2. They are guaranteed into the playoffs. Jamaica Workers sitting at 8-3. They are also locked into the playoffs. And Mo City Menace, we talked about him earlier, 7-4 on a 6-game win streak. That means that he won one game, lost 4 in a row, and then has gone on to win 6 in a row. He now sits third and is also guaranteed for the playoffs. Then we have C minus draft at in fourth, Smooth Criminal in fifth, Money Manny at sixth, Prodigal Sons at 7, God Bless Comerica, GBK at 8, the Gridiron Cartel at 9, and then Team Luck is at 10th to round us off. AW, your thoughts as we look at these power rankings?
I mean, what we've been preaching all season. I mean, the power rankings pretty much haven't really changed throughout the season. Yes, you probably seen people move 1 or 2 spots every other week, but at the end of the day, anything can happen these last 3 weeks.
So, coaches, remember, talking about locking in week 12. We are in that week of week 12. It is trade deadline week. You have to get your trades finalized before this week ends. It is absolutely important and utmost importance that you get your trades in. If you got somebody that you're eyeing, that you think, man, this guy's going to help me win this chip, win this money, and get a ring, okay, but you got to go get them. It's got to be by the end of this week. Cannot be before week 13. So please keep that in mind as we get ready to end the trade deadline. Now we move on to the playoff picture. A-Dub, can you show us exactly what this looks like? Because we've already got 3 teams that are guaranteed to be in the playoffs. Again, that being CDL, Jamaica Workers, and Mo City Menace.
All right, so we're going on the Crash Out League playoff hunt, as we all know so far, because we said it so many times already. The teams that have clinched their spots in the playoffs is Team CDL with Coach Barlow, Team Jamaica Workers with Coach Fabian, and Mo City Menace, the hottest team on the block right now here in the Crash Out League. Now, what does that say about who is in the hunt? If you haven't noticed by now, what we've been saying, Team 2 Inches Too Big is in the hunt. Gridiron Cartel is still in the hunt. The Prodigal Sons is in the hunt. Smooth Criminal is in the hunt. Team Luck, surprise, surprise there, they're still in the hunt.
Still in.
Team GBK is still in the hunt. And Team C minus is still in the hunt. It's anybody's ball game to get and try to secure those last 4 spots. Now, anybody eliminated to go to Cancun? Anybody going home to lay on the beach on the couch and watch everybody else play? No. So far, every single team is eligible to get into the playoff ring. And that's where the next 3 weeks will get interesting. So, let's go ahead and jump into that next week, Manny.
Absolutely. And this is how interesting it gets, folks. Some people might think there's going to be a different kind of game of the week. Not to us, ladies and gentlemen. There is one clear game of the week, and that is the Gridiron Cartel versus Team Luck. And why? Because the loser of this one punches their ticket not to the big dance, but to Cancun instead. The loser of this one is eliminated from the possibility of getting into the playoffs. So again, this is going to have to be your season, really, A-Dub. I mean, this is the season on the line for whoever can't pick up this win.
Yep. I mean, it's all gonna come down to what moves you gonna make. What are you gonna do before this trade deadline is over with? Are you gonna stick to your guns that got you to 3-8 this season and just hope that the other 3-8 teams just not gonna put up major points like you've been seeing all season? Or are you gonna go out there and make that risky move enough to guarantee you a win, and they get you some more wins down the line to get into the playoffs. The choice is yours. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
both of you out 3-8. Somebody going home this week. And the other
Somebody's got to go
person.
home.
So unless you want to keep competing for that $1,000 pot and that Crash Out League trophy, it's time to lock all the way in. You guys don't have 3 weeks. This is y'all week. This is the one and done right here. So make sure you earn. Listen to me. Make sure you earn your next week here in the Crash Out League.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, we have our upsets of the week. Now, folks, we have 2 upset alerts for you. And that is Smooth Criminal taking on Team CDL. Because if Smooth Criminal is able to pick up this win, not only does that count as another loss for Team CDL, but now Team CDL and Mo City Menace, Coach Barlow and Coach Breach, find themselves in a very, very interesting situation. Because, as we remember, Coach Preach won the midseason tournament. So what does that mean? He is able to choose what games he wants, what the matchups are for the last 2 weeks of the season. That bye is still up for grabs, and it might just happen if Team CDL loses to Smooth Criminal that Mo City Menace sneaks his way into the first round bye slot. On the other side, we also have Money Manny versus the Jamirical Workers. If that ends up happening the way we might think it happens on this upset alert, then that would jump Money Manny even further into the spot, and that would really close the gap. But that would also pretty much guarantee him to get into the playoffs, the same it would on the other side for Smooth Criminals. So again, playoff implications, who can finish in what place, all that can be decided here into this week. So there's going to be major, major implications, and that's why we've got these 2 upset alerts, because we think both of these coaches, both these organizations are going to come with everything they got, trying to secure themselves a chance and a place into the playoffs. Hey, Dub.
It's like we said last week. It's gonna be a sticky situation if Coach Barlow gets himself in play before those 2 weeks that Coach Preach got his hands on. If he able to keep winning, if Coach Preach was able to keep winning, and Coach Barlow just kept losing like he's been doing lately, it was gonna get real sticky real fast. So it's looking like it's coming to fruition. So the spotlight is on you, Coach Barlow, this week. What are you going to do? What are you willing to do to secure your number 1 spot that you've been having the entire regular season, man? And let's go ahead and emphasize
Yeah,
you've been
yeah,
number 1
yeah.
the entire season. Don't let Coach Priest come and take it in the last weekend in the regular season. Oh, I can't, maybe I
Yeah,
can't think of nothing that's more detrimental to my mental space if something like that happened to my team.
I mean, it would hurt me a lot, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Coach Barlow, are you ready to get sticky? You know what I mean? Are you ready to get sticky with Coach Preach and fight for that number 1 spot at the end of the season? So again, real excited to see
Awesome.
how that one's going to go. But of course, we move on to our favorite segment of the entire show, and that is our NFL games of the week. We've got 3 games for you that you're going to want to pay attention to. Plenty of fantasy points going on in these, but they're still just good football. So this will start on Sunday. That is Colts versus Chiefs Sunday at 12 o'clock. Colts are a very hot team right now. They are led by what some consider to be a MVP candidate at the least, which is Daniel Jones. And they have been playing some good football. Again, Jonathan Taylor is that guy. He has gone on a tour to say, do not forget about who I am. But the Chiefs, right now, they sit in third. I know, it's insane to hear. They sit third in their
Crazy.
division, not the conference, in their division. They are not wrapping up first place right now. They are 5-5. There is a possibility in this world that we don't see the Chiefs in the playoffs. So they got to get right. And at home, they're going to look to do that. Secondly, we have the Eagles versus the Cowboys in Jerry's World, Sunday, 3:25. The Eagles trying to continue to cement their place in first place and be, for the first time in, I want to say, about 20 years, have a back-to-back winner of the NFC East. But the Cowboys trying to play spoiler to that, pick up a win in their division. They will be at home, and with a nice few additions on defense and Overshown and Quentin Williams, there's a few believers out there of Cowboys Nation that think, man, this one's not over quite yet. And then finally, Bucks versus Rams. That will be Sunday night at 7:20. The Bucks and Baker Mayfield have continued, even with the loss of Mike Evans, have continued to be a very scrappy, very hard to beat team. We saw the kind of shootout that Baker Mayfield had with Josh Allen just last week. And then the Rams on the other side, they have been a quiet but very, very good team with Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford. That trio has been very dangerous, and their defense does just enough to back them up each and every week. So that's going to be a very interesting one to see nonetheless. That'll be at 7:20 on Sunday, the prime time game. So we rewind all the way back, and it'll be Colts versus Chiefs. A-Dub, who do you like Sunday at 12?
I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Give me the Chiefs in Arrowhead Kingdom at home to go ahead and handle their business. I know I said the same thing last week. It was a must win. They couldn't get it done, but it's definitely a must win at this point right now. You can't afford to just keep losing these ball games. You lose this ball game right here, you might as well get ready to start going ahead and book your flights to Cancun. And I don't think that's the way that Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes want to go out this season. So I think they come back swinging at home with all the momentum with the fans behind them. So give me the Chiefs to go ahead and smack the Colts coming off a bye week. So hopefully it's a slow week.
Man, you know what? I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to go with the Colts on the road. Why? We have seen time and time again the Chiefs terrorize the AFC. I mean, literally strike fear into people when they come or when they play, whatever it is. But I think right now, the Colts, they want to find themselves a chance to knock this team out and put them down for the count. And I like the Colts on the road. That's going to be my reasoning. I'm going to take them to knock off the Chiefs and say, hey, your reign's over, guys. It's not enough anymore. We've loaded up. We've got enough to go fight you toe to toe. So, secondly, we have the Eagles versus the Cowboys. That'll be Sunday, 3:25. Hey, who do you like in this one?
Do I have to pick somebody? Like, can it like? I feel like you like choosing between girlfriends when it comes to these two teams. Like
Because you like
both
them
of
both
y'all,
like so much, like you really like them, like both,
it's just the
like they
fact
both make
that
you
both
really
of
happy, but
y'all.
like you're just like,
Now it's like both of y'all is like everybody's side chick. Like if the main chick get on our nerves, we come like see y'all play. Cause at least we don't gotta hear the bickering of our main chick and she tripping. You know what I mean? So, that's
I
me
wouldn't know
right
anything
now.
about that. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a loyal man. I don't know
Um,
anything.
so I think I'm gonna just ride with the Cowboys this week.
It's a great choice. That's a great choice, A-Dub.
Really hate
That's
saying that out
fantastic.
loud, honestly. But
Y'all record this. Send it. Send it to people.
um, I think the Cowboys are firing on a different level right now. The Eagles have been struggling offensively, and it's not even funny. AJ Brown can't get the ball. Devontae Smith is a leading receiver, which is not bad, but at the same time, that's bad. You know what? Let me take that back. They leading receiver is Dallas Goddard. Actually, they leading touchdown receiver. Now that's bad. Then you telling me Saquon Barkley, and I heard this on the broadcast last week, he's averaging less than 4 yards a carry. He hasn't had he either haven't had two or he has only had two 20-yard scrambles from the line of scrimmage. That O line is abysmal when it comes to running and the decision making from Jalen Hurts. We saw it last game when he had to step back and drop back all those fade balls that he just kept on. It didn't look good. On the opposite end with the Cowboys, they look fantastic on offense.
Give me the Dallas Cowboys, baby. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. All right. Dak Prescott, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Williams. Give me Fergie. Are you kidding me? Give me the Dallas Cowboys, bro. All right. That's the tune-up game that the Cowboys needed. All right. Go into the desert, destroy, dismantle the Raiders, right?
Just rude.
And now at home in Jerry's world, you got your defense back, Overshown back. Quentin Williams had a career high in sacks in a game at 1.5, a career high in QB hits. You can go back and check that. That's a real stat. And we just fire us up. You know what I mean? Just fire up the Dallas Cowboys, man. All right. At home, big time game. We love playing at 325. That's probably America's game of the week on Fox.
Here we go.
Because it's America's team. It's America's team playing on the America's game of the week.
Somebody tranquilize this dude.
I'm trying to tell y'all this, man. Give me the Dallas Cowboys to win this ball game, and let's get this thing rolling. You know what I mean? I know we got a tough schedule. I know we got the Chiefs coming up. I know we got the Lions coming up. Hey, this win right here, it's a catalyst to the rest of the season. I like the Cowboys in this. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt? I didn't realize you were still. My bad.
So did
I interrupt you?
I just expected from a Cowboys fan to be rude like that. You know what I mean? Let's move on.
Can we replay all the times where you destroyed your setup talking about the Packers, and I was like trying to say like, "Oh, guys, here's the game of the week," and then like it's just like.
Last game we got the Buccaneers versus the LA Rams Sunday night. The real prime time game at 7:20 p.m. Central Time. We got the Rams, who's at the top of the NFC. I ain't say a division. I said the NFC. Then you got the red hot Buccaneers leading the mantle by Baker Mayfield. And they said that he's good at baking bread, baking cakes, and all that. You know what I mean? Manny, who do you have coming out between these two wonderful organizations?
Hey, Devin, my thought really, man, I think the Rams are going to be too much. I think it'll be another shootout. I think Baker will once again continue to be Baker Mayfield. But, man, I really think the Rams and that offense might just be a little too much. I think this game is going to boil down to one of those, hey, who has the ball last kind of deal. And if you win it on a field goal, cool. But I truly think it's going to be a game where who has the football last, and I think the Rams going to do just enough to be able to get that ball last and get themselves a chance to win the ball game.
You know what? I'm not even going to go against you with this one. I'm going to ride with LA too right now. Right now, they defense is catching fire. Yep. I'm talking about last week, they made, what's the Seahawks quarterback name?
Sam Darnold.
They made Sam Darnold look like old Sam Darnold, real Sam Darnold last week. They made him throw 4 picks, and he was sacked like 5 times. They was looking like a real legit defense with the guys buying into what the defensive coordinator has for them. So, therefore, I'm also ride with the Rams. I love the Bucks. But just like you said, they just lost too much firepower, and there's still no word on Bucky Irvin and Chris Godwin. It's like the greatest secret kept over there. Nobody updates. They keep it they information close to their chest.
Yep.
I feel like Bucky Irvin and Chris Godwin is Batman and Robin. They just out there in Gotham City doing their thing, and then once they get that under control, they gonna come back. They so secretive about it. So you know what? I'm tired of it. Give me the Rams. God damn it.
Hey, wonderful show as always. Send the people home, please.
Hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in for another episode here on the Crash Out League TV. We heading into week 12 here. It's the most important week here in this league. Why? Because the trade deadline is this week. You won't be able to make any more moves after this week unless you're doing waiver wire pickup. So you're sticking with the team that you're sticking with after this week, coaches. Why? Another reason why this is an important week. This is the last week before another coach decides who are you playing. You have no control of the rest of your regular season. So this is the one time you're going to look at the other side and you're going to have full control on who you should be plugging and who you should be playing based off on the other side and who they playing. Okay? Then you are 3 weeks away from trying to clinch your spot for the playoffs. And we all know most of the time it's decided in them first 2 weeks. The first two. And you playing one of them right now. So this is the most important week here in this league. To everybody that's tuning in and watching it, we appreciate y'all. We really do. We hope that you liked it, subscribe, because if you didn't, we don't appreciate you. We don't like you. We don't want you around, because at this point, why you keep watching our videos and being weird and not subscribing and like it? That makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like we said, we love doing what we doing. We going to show up every week, and we going to put on performance for you guys, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in here for another episode. We'll catch you guys on the next one. It's still Go Pack Go. We're finna go beat up the Minnesota Vikings. He didn't want me to say that one right there. He wanted to leave that on for Game of the Week, but you already know that I'm going ahead and I'm put that on there. It's your host, A-Dub. It's your host, Manny Boy. And we gonna catch y'all next time.